Hi everyone. Today we're going to learn about English for business meeting. This material will be divided into two parts. The first part is about the useful phrases and sentences from the beginning to the end, while the second part will discuss about the expressions that you may use during the meeting. Let's get started. So for the first part, we will learn about how to open a meeting. What you have to do is greeting the attendants or the participants of the meeting. For examples, good morning or good afternoon everyone. If we are all here, let's get started. Let's start the meeting. Let's start. So the next is welcoming and introducing participants. This introduction is made when you have the guest speakers or you have the new participants of the meeting. So if you are in charge of the meeting, you can simply ask them to introduce themselves, or you can introduce them to the participants of the meeting. For example, please join me in welcoming Mr. Tom. Or, we are pleased to welcome Mr. Tom. Or, it is a pleasure to welcome Mr. Tom in this meeting. Okay, and the third one is stating objective of the meeting. This is very important for you that is in charge of the meeting. So, you have to tell your participants about the objective, aim, or the target that you would like to achieve in the end of the meeting. For examples, I've called this meeting in order to discuss about the upcoming tourist season. By the end of the meeting, I'd like to have the decisions about our upcoming agenda in tourist season. Let's hold a meeting to discuss about the upcoming tourist season. So the next is reading the minutes of the last meeting. So, if you are discussing the ongoing matters, you have to review your progress before you move on to a new topic or content. Minutes are the official notes of the meeting that are commonly used in business English. The expression that you can use are: to begin, let's quickly go over the minutes from our last meeting. Or, here are the minutes of our last meeting. For your information, go over means to review something, and it is a common expression in business. Next is introducing the agenda. The agenda in business meeting means the list of activities in a meeting. Usually, it has the specific item to be discussed. Sometimes, it also contains the schedule. For example, have you all received the item of the agenda? This expression is used when the agenda is distributed to all of the participants of the meeting. The second example is, there are 3 items on the agenda. The items can be in the form of points or more specific topic. Next is allocating roles. In business meeting, it is very important to allocate the roles of each participant. In this case, the leader of the meeting should inform the roles of each participant. Maybe not all of the participants have the specific rules, but it should be informed in the very beginning so that all of the participants can know who does what. For example, Alice has agreed to take the minutes. Next example, David has kindly agreed to give us a report on this matter. Or the third example, Olivia will lead point 1 and James will lead point 2. So it is clear who does what. Next is giving control to others. This kind of expression will be used when a new topic or a new meeting agenda is handled by a new person or a new participant. So the one in charge in specific meeting have to hand over to the one that discusses or controls the next agenda. The examples of giving control to others are, I'd like to hand over to Alice, who is going to lead the next point. Or the simpler one, David, over to you. Okay, so the first example will be more formal and the second example will be more casual. So it depends on the business meeting or the situation of the business meeting. The next is summarizing. The examples for summarizing before ending the meeting is like, before closing the meeting, let me summarize the main points. And then you mention the first point, the second point, the third point, or the decisions of the meeting. The next example is, in brief, and then you mention the summarize, the summary of the meeting. The next one, to sum up. To sum up the meeting, I would like to mention several points. Point A, point B, and point C, and so on and so forth. And the last one is thanking participants. So after the meeting is ended, then you have to thank the participants for attending the meeting or for participating in the meeting, and so on and so forth. The first example would be, thank you for attending the meeting today. Or you can say, thanks for your participation. Or you can say, I'd like to thank Mark and James for attending the meeting. You can mention the specific names. That's all for the material in business meeting. It only tells you about the general ideas or general topic and expression used when you have the business meeting, whether you are as the participant or you are as the leader of the business meeting, or you only handle one specific roles. Okay, so I hope this material can be beneficial for you when you have a business meeting at the workplace.